In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what I would do if I was able to start all over again from scratch, right on TikTok, selling digital products and wanting to earn up to 10,000 plus dollars. And trust me, I know what I'm saying works because not only have I achieved, multiple six figures by doing this, but I've also continued to teach other people. I have an app filled with hundreds of people that I teach this stuff to who are seeing $10,000 months with their digital product business. And here's the crazy thing. Tomorrow night, I'm actually going into the Boss Suites community to speak, you know what I mean, to help them out, to then Thursday teaching another group to help them out, to next week going inside of another community to help them out. So I know this actually works. Now, there is a lot of wonderful platforms out there. Instagram, YouTube, as you can see, I'm on YouTube doing this training. So apparently I love YouTube. And that's going to be one of my biggest things this year. But I think it's because I really want to share this knowledge that a lot of you guys probably do not get, because either you're probably not seeing me maybe on TikTok or my lives or something to that nature, which is perfectly fine. You know, I am like the guy that you wouldn't think is making this much money because I don't have all the metrics as some of these other people do. Like, right now, making this video, even on my TikTok, I don't even have 10,000 followers yet, right? But yet, the past couple of years, I've been making multiple six figures, right? When I go live, there's probably only maybe 15 to 20 people on that live. When I do my videos, they're only getting anywhere from 300 up to maybe 1,000 views. And it's funny because other people that I've taught get 100,000 views. So what's going on? How am I making this money? And what am I telling these people that you might think that I'm not doing myself, but I am. I'm just targeting a different audience. And this is why. When I started really coaching digital marketers, my audience went narrow. It went very, very narrow. And that's why. Now, because I am expanding to just helping anybody that wants to sell a digital product or get started with digital products, obviously my audience has expanded again. And I don't know, by the time that you actually maybe watch this video, who knows, now you're going to see more of my videos go up. But what would I do if I wanted to start all over from scratch right on TikTok? I'm going to tell you right now, I would be relentless. And what do I mean by being relentless? I think so many people, they don't stick to what I'm going to give you. They don't stick to this process. And this is the process that I've been teaching everybody, and it works. And I know it works. And this is why I'm going into these other communities to do this. So I want to help you out. So first and foremost, if you're watching this, most likely you probably have a digital product. Maybe you're even reselling somebody else's course, or you have like your own product. I will tell you this, generally speaking, I probably coach a lot more people that have a make money online product. But even if you had your own cookbook or anything of that nature, I promise you can follow some of the advice in this video and it'll still work for you. All right. So first and foremost, obviously what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a TikTok account. What I'm then going to do is I am going to get a website, right? Even though it is not clickable because I do not have 1,000 followers yet, I am going to put it in my bio. I'm going to tell people how I help them and tell them where to go. And when I give them my domain, I don't want to put like HTTP, anything of that nature. You know what I mean? Like guys, I made so much money off of this domain, and it was justinsviplist.com, right? I know, crazy, right? Anyways, all I would put is I help people do XYZ, head here, justinsviplist.com. You get it? That's going to be in my bio. Then what I'm going to do is I am immediately, before I ever post, I am going to go I'm going to go to the search bar. I'm going to put in some keywords around my niche, right? So for me, it might be make money online, right? Make money on TikTok, digital marketing, things of that. If I was selling to make money online, if it's something else like fitness, you could do all that stuff too, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to see a couple of top people and I'm going to engage on their videos. But really what I'm going to do is really engage in the comments. Okay. So let's say there's a video that has 100,000 views and it has 2,000 comments. yeah, I can like that video and leave a comment on that video, but nobody really cares. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to like that video and then I'm going to go engage in the comments and reply to other people's comments. Not stealing leads. We don't want to do that because like that's just wrong. Seeing if I can add to the conversation. Okay. And I'm going to do this for a few videos, and I'm most likely going to follow maybe a couple of top people that are in the same niche as me. Okay. So there we go. Now we got a TikTok account. It's a personal account, and you guys get hung up on that stuff. I got my link in my bio, even though I know it's not clickable. And now I have basically just told TikTok what I like, where I am, what I'm all about, and here we go. Right from there, I'm going to be posting 2 to 3 videos a day, and then I'm going to be doing about 2 to 3 TikTok stories a day. Okay. And my 2 to 3 videos a day can literally be around like I don't want to use the word anything, but what I'm saying is they could be talking videos, they could be the 6-second videos with text on the screen. I generally like to at least do one of those a day, and then 1 to 2 talking videos a day. That's how I like to do it. Okay, but right now I'm not necessarily worried about that. It's the categories that we are going to really talk about. Okay. I believe there's about 5 different category buckets, meaning if you were to take all the videos, you know what I mean? They generally will start to go around 5 different areas, right? And some will even narrow this down into 3, meaning proof, value, and connection pieces. Okay. Let me expand on these. Opinions. So, this is basically your views and your values around your niche or anything like that. So, if I'm trying to make money online, it's my views and values around money and things of that nature. My story, what led me to my product, not my whole story, just what led me to my product. What was my turning point? What was my enough was enough? What was that thing that I was going through that I had to make a change in my life? My product, what do I like about the product? What benefits am I getting from it? Benefits, right? Not just features, benefits, okay? And then tips and tricks, right? And then last but not least, results. And I would also probably narrow down in the very beginning to those 3. If I don't have a lot of testimonials, if I don't have a lot of results or of my own or anything of that nature, which most likely if you created your own digital product, you do have some results. If you do not, then you can utilize other people's results that are very similar to what you establish or how you help. And the reason why we want to do that is we want to throw it out every now and then. Now, we don't want to take credit for this, right? What I'm saying is you utilize it in a way that supports your product. Does this make sense? Like, for instance, when I first was really helping people to create their very own digital product, I always brought up a woman named Miss Excel because Miss Excel was amazing. If you guys don't know her story, she basically got laid off during the pandemic. She helped everybody with Microsoft Excel. And so she decided to say, you know what, I'm going to go create my own course around Microsoft Excel. She started creating TikToks. And guess what? And within, I think, a year or something, she became a millionaire, right? Only selling Microsoft Excel courses. Now, this is the caveat to this. Microsoft has like free Microsoft Excel courses. She was still able to do this. This always brings me back that people buy from people. People buy feelings. They don't buy products. They could literally go and get this free Microsoft Excel course by Microsoft, right? Or even a little bit cheaper, but yet they go to her and they spend a couple $100s, right? Because they want her knowledge, right? That's the beauty of it. So, anyways, that's what I would be doing. That's the type of content. Like I said, 2 to 3 posts a day, circulating through those pieces of content, sticking around. If I have my own product, it's going to be proof, which is basically like results, right? Testimonials, things of that nature. Connection pieces, basically like my story, things about me. Value, right? Why I like my product, how it helps, benefits, right? Now, on the other side, right? Let's say I'm reselling a product. Okay, good. My story, what led me to my product, what was going on, what did I find to my product, why do I like it, how is it beneficial to me, to then results. What results are some people getting? Meaning, even though I gave you all those categories and I would use all those categories, I would really center around those three pieces of content. Okay. All right. And then while I'm doing this, then I'm going to make about 2 to 3 stories a day. 2 to 3 stories a day. And every day I am going to pretty much promote my business. I'm going to promote my business one way or the other, right? Every other day, I'm going to add a testimonial, right? It could be screenshots of people or something like that inside of my stories. Why? Because this is what people love. They need to know that your product is actually working or doing something. And any testimonial will work. It doesn't even matter if somebody just gave you some good feedback, right? If somebody just said they gave you some good feedback and they said, wow, this is incredible, use it. Use it. If they say, wow, I used this and I got something out of it, great, use that as well, okay? Or if you're reselling a product, then you could just literally take screenshots of the community and say, look at all these people winning based off this, right? I'm dead serious, this works. Now you might think, well, what are my other TikTok stories going to be? You said you do about 2 to 3 a day. The other one could be my daily routine, just things that I'm doing behind the scenes, anything of that nature. I could poll people, but I'm going to use one of my posts, one of my TikTok stories to promote, and possibly the other one might be some testimonials every day. Every day, because every damn day I'm getting in front of new people. When I'm able to go live, and you won't be able to go live in the very beginning, when you are able to, I pretty much would try to find a time that you can go live Monday through Friday, just telling your story in the very beginning until you get really, really good with your content, okay? But it is going to mainly boil down to your content and staying consistent with this. Guys, let me tell you something. I know this works, and I talked about this on my live today. I want you to understand something, okay? I saw a lady that was giving out all this advice on how to go viral, yada, 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 how to blow up your account, yada, yada, yada on TikTok. And I'm talking about every video. Literally, she was getting tons of views, tons of views. This is how I know that you got to center around connection, though, because she was getting, I mean, like going viral almost every post, right? And one day she said, yeah, this is what I made last month. She made $5,000. Now, I want everybody to know where I'm coming from. $5,000 is good money. I am not clowning that at all. And I'm not taking away from her. What I'm saying is there's a missing connection because guys, I didn't nearly have any viral posts and I made way over $5,000. Right? And almost every one of her posts were viral. Now you might say, well, okay, well, Justin, she was just getting it up there. And who knows, she might be making even more than that now. But my thing is, if she would have had the connection, she wouldn't even have to worry about anything. All right. Last but not least, I want to give you this. This is one of my frameworks, right? And I tell you what, you can get this framework in my free kit if you click the link below, right? It'll help you out. But basically, I usually tell people the hook, I give the body, I show some proof, and then I do a call to action, okay? And learn about that framework down there that is going to help you. And if you can manage to get your videos out there just like that and follow that framework and get a little bit more comfortable with that framework, okay? And when I say proof, you don't have to put, screenshots of anything on your, I'm talking about use it as a form of reference, right? One lady was like, that's so against FTC. I'm like, no, it's not. Alex Hormozy did it all the damn time. If somebody won, basically made $30,000 in their business, he referenced it. He said, hey, Bill was able to make $30,000 last month in his business. It's a true statement, right? So I'm referencing too in my videos. It's insane. So like some people get bent all over it. Like I'm not flashing money all in your face and stuff. I'm basically just telling you, I'm referencing something that happened to support my business. Okay. Anyways, that's the process, guys. Posting 2 to 3 times a day. I typically like to add a 6-second video with text on the screen. I'm going to go through those 3 different types of pieces of content. And then I'm going to do 2 to 3 stories a day. Always promote every day in my stories, being relentless. And when I'm able to go live, Monday through Friday, I'm going to go live. Anything else that anybody else tells you is almost just BS, because you really want to double down on those 3 types of content. You can throw different types of content out there, but if you double down on that content and literally you can even take it over to your TikTok stories and you're relentless with this, you can definitely sell your product. I know. Have a good call to action, and then get people to your website or your whatever your product it is, right? And help these people. I swear to you, it works. I've been doing it for the past 2 years. And if you need more help with this, all right, download my free kit or get inside of my app where I can maybe help you grow your digital product business right there on TikTok. If that's the app for you, if that's what you love, and you're coming over here to YouTube because you're needing some guidance, you're needing some help because you're not getting it over there on TikTok, or you're being bombarded with all the crazy things to do, like, oh, add this hashtag, add this trend, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, it's bullshit. Make the connections, help people, you'll make sales.